Okay, so you just tell me, have we derived this equation for hydraulic exponents capital M? We have completed this derivation for hydraulic exponent capital M for computation of critical depth. I think we have not completed this. Okay, fine. Okay, so you write down this. Okay, next topic is this. General equation for hydraulic exponent M. Okay, capital M for computation of critical depth in open channel flow or in a open channel. Okay, over. Okay, so then I think this equation we have already derived that condition for critical depth q square t by g a cube is equal to 1. So you put equation number 1. Okay, this equation we have already derived. Okay, so from this equation we keep that q by g in one side and other term we will q square g we will keep one side and other terms we will put in the right hand side. Okay, that will be your a cube divided by t. Okay, we have 1 here. If we cross multiply it will be a cube divided by t. Okay, so here we have q square by g is equal to a cube by t. Okay, okay, then what we do, we want to remove this square. Okay, so here we can also write root over g whole square. Okay, okay, whole square, then it will be again q square divided by g. Okay, we have taken root g, so it will be square, then it will be g. Okay, a cube divided by t. Okay, okay, so next again, if we remove that square, then it will be q by root over g is equal to a to the power 3 by 2. Okay, a to the power 3 by 2 goes to the power half will come here. Okay, and t to the power half. Okay, okay, so you write this equation. Okay, q by root over g is equal to a to the power 3 by 2 to the power and divided by t to the power half is equal to, again you can write in this way also, a to the power 3 by 2 and this divided by half, t to the power half, you can write t to the power minus half. Okay, as it is divided, so if you put it in the multiplication, then your to the power will be negative. Okay. So then we move on to the next line. Okay. It's very simple. Only we have to consider that critical flow condition, that is q square t by g a cube is equal to 1. Okay. So by definition of section factor, that is z. Okay. Z is nothing but your section factor, or you can say q by root over g. Q by root over g is nothing but your z, or you can also call it as a section factor. So z is equal to q by root g, and is equal to, we can write this expression, a to the power 3 by 2 t to the power minus half, and we put equation number 2. Okay. So in the next line you write z is equation number 2. Z in equation number 2 is a function of depth. Okay. So it is also can be written as, you write this expression, z square equal to c y to the power m. Okay. So that m you write capital. Okay. This m is capital. Don't write small. You write y to the power m. That is your capital M. Okay. And put equation number 3. Okay. Z square equal to c y to the power capital M. Okay. Then you can write where c is your constant and capital M is nothing but your hydraulic exponent for computation of critical flow, and y is your depth of flow. Okay. Y is your depth, c is a constant, and that capital M, that is y to the power m, that capital M is nothing but your hydraulic exponent for computation of critical flow. Okay. Yeah. Then we are going to take logarithm in equation number 3. Okay. We are going to take logarithm in equation number 3. So it will be z squared. So it will be twice log Ez is equal to log Ec plus m log Ey. Okay. So y to the power m is there. So m will come here multiplied by log Ey. Okay. I think this thing is now, it's very much familiar to you, because such derivation we have already performed for hydraulic exponent in uniform flow by Sayes and Manning's equation. If you remember, their process is almost same. Okay. Only here you have to consider that critical flow condition, that is q square t by ga cube is equal to 1. Okay. And we have to consider section factor. And in that uniform flow, the hydraulic exponent, that is capital N, for deriving we have two types. One is using Manning's equation and one is using Sayes equation. Okay. But the process is almost same in all the three derivation. Okay. So here also first you have to take logarithm, then we have to differentiate with respect to y. Okay. So we take logarithm for equation number 3 and we will get this equation, and then we are going to differentiate with respect to y. Okay. So while differentiating, So when you differentiate with respect to y, so twice dd of y of log e z is equal to, so c is a constant, so log is also constant. If you differentiate, it will be 0. Okay, and m is also a hydraulic exponent, so if you differentiate log e y, so it will be 1 by y, so you can also write m by y. Okay. So if you bring this 2 in the right hand side, so it will be m by twice y. So you could consider this now is as equation number 4. Over. Then again we have to go back to equation number 2. Okay, this is our equation number 2, and then we are going to do the same process. First we will take logarithm, and then we differentiate with respect to y. Okay, our aim is to find out an expression for this m, that is a hydraulic exponent. Okay, so we need two equation to equate to find out the expression for m. Okay, so here in the left hand side, if you see in equation number 4 is your ddy of log e z. Okay, we have to replace this. Okay, to replace this we need a expression or equation with respect to z value. Okay, so we have another equation, that equation number 2, which is also related to your z. Okay, so if you take log and then if you differentiate, then you are going to get the same equation in the left hand side. Okay, so again we are going to take logarithm first for equation number 2, and then we differentiate with respect to y. Okay, so first we will take logarithm. So you take log e z will be there, plus we have a to the power 3 by 2, so here will be 3 by 2 log e a, minus, because t to the power minus half is there, so we'll be having minus here, half log et. Okay, then we need to differentiate with respect to y. So this left hand side will be dd of y log e z is equal to 3 by 2 multiplied by, if we differentiate log a, it will be 1 by a, but a is not y. Okay, but a is a function of y, so again we need to differentiate a with respect to y. Okay, so it will be a by dy minus 1 by 1 by 2, so log et, t is the top width. Okay, so if we differentiate log et, it will be 1 by t, and again the t is a function of y, so we are going to differentiate that t with respect to y, so dt by dy. Okay, so the left hand side will remain same, left hand side will remain same, and here dA by dy is equal to top width. We have discussed this many times. So dA by dy, in place of this we have substitute capital T. So that is why here 3t by twice a minus 1 by 2t dt by dy. This is your equation number 5. Okay. So now we are going to equate equation number 4 and 5 to replace this term. d by dy log Ez. Okay, so if we equate, as left hand side of the both the equation are same. Okay, so in equation 4, what we have, that d by dy log z is equal to m by twice y. So in place of this, we can directly substitute m by twice y. Okay, is equal to 3t by twice a minus 2t dt by dy. Okay, other terms will remain same. Okay, so if you see here, 3t by twice a, 2 is there. Here also 1 by twice t, we have another 2. So we can take it out, the 2 as a common. So it will be 1 by 2. And again we have this 2. So it will be cancelled out. Okay. So all the 2 will be cancelled out. So in the left hand side, we kept m, that is a hydraulic exponent, which is our objective to find an expression for hydraulic exponent. So that is why we keep this capital M in the left hand side, and we multiplied by y to this equation. Okay, so that is why 3yt divided by a minus y by t dt by dy. So this is the final expression for hydraulic exponent. Okay, so this is the final expression, or you can say general expression for hydraulic exponent. That is your capital M. Over. Okay, fine. So we are end of this unit. Okay, that is your specific energy. We solve few more problems, and today we complete this unit. Okay, in next class we will move on to our next unit, that is our gradually varied flow. Okay, so you write this question. Okay, calculate critical depth yc and corresponding specific energy ec for the following different shapes of the canal, or you can say channel. Okay, when discharge is 8.5 meter cube per second, you consider only two. Okay, number one and number two, that is, one is rectangular channel and second one is your triangular channel with side slope zero point 0.5 horizontal is to 1 vertical. It's very simple. We already did this type of numericals. Over. Calculate critical depth yc and corresponding specific energy. That means we need to find out that for first rectangular channel, we need to find out for the rectangular channel what is the value of critical depth, and because of that particular critical depth, what is the specific energy. Okay. Then for triangular channel also, you need to find out the same thing. First, we need to find out the YC value, and then we need to find out specific energy corresponding to that critical depth. Okay. We all know for a critical depth, we will be having only one specific energy, that is your minimum specific energy for that particular discharge. Okay. Apart from that, for any specific energy, you will be having two depths, and these two depths are called alternate depth. Okay, I think you remember those things. Okay, so first for rectangular channel, first case we will consider that rectangular channel width of the channel is given, and then 8.5 meter cube per second is also given, that is your discharge. Okay, so if you remember for rectangular channel, YC is equal to Q square divided by G, Q square divided by G to the power 1 by 3. Okay, so to find out the YC, first we need to find out the small q, and small q is nothing but discharge per unit width of the channel. So discharge is given, discharge is also given, width of the channel is also given. So that small q you can easily find out. Okay. Next is, so once you find out the small q, then you can easily find out the YC value. Okay. YC equal to q square divided by G to the power 1 by 3. G is nothing but 9.81. Q square you have already calculated, which is q by unit depth. Okay, and find out the YC value. You will get approximately 1 meter. Okay, and then this specific energy we have already derived this equation, EC equal to 3 by 2 YC. So whatever the YC value you got, if you multiply it by 3 by 2, you will get the specific energy. How much you got YC value? You're getting the same value. Okay, and for specific energy, oh yes, correct. Okay, so then we move on to our trapezoidal, sorry, triangular channel. Next, okay. Second case is our triangular channel. Okay, for triangular channel with side slope. Okay, I think you have directly written this equation, that YC equal to twice q square divided by g z square to the power 1 by 5. Okay, so if you want the derivation, you can follow this. Okay, It's very simple. As you see, this is our triangular channel. 1 by z is the side slope, yc is the critical depth, okay, and these two will be zy. Okay, we have already discussed many times that whenever we have a side slope of 1 by z, so this is nothing but your zy, or you can consider in this case yc. Okay, so your top width will be nothing but your twice zyc. Okay, zyc plus zyc, you will get the top width. Okay, so that is why here you can see top width is equal to twice zyc. Z is nothing but your side slope and it's given. Okay, in this case is given 0.5, sorry, 0.5. Okay, so if you find out the area is nothing but half into base into altitude for a triangular channel. Okay, so area is half. So it will be half into base will be your top width, that is your twice zy. Okay, zy, or you can say yc, or then half into base into altitude. Then again we will be having yc. Okay, so your area, this two will be cancel out, it will be your zy square. Okay, for a triangular channel. Okay, so then again we will consider q square t by ga cube is equal to 1, that critical flow condition. In place of top width we put this expression twice zyc, and for area we will substitute this equation zyc square. Okay, and again you simplify, you find out the yc to the power 5, you will get this. And for yc it's very simple. Okay, only we have to consider this critical flow condition equation, and we substitute the area expression and top width expression. Okay, you will get this expression directly. So for solving numerical you did not to derive this. Okay, for solving this numerical you can directly use this expression and you find out the yc value. Okay, so discharge is already given, q value, and z value is also given 0.5. G value you can consider 9.81, and you can directly find out the yc value of a triangular channel. You will get 2.26 meter approximately. Okay, and for this you have EC equal to, for triangular channel, is 5 by 4. EC is equal to 5 by 4. 5 by 4 YC. Okay, for triangular channel. This is the YC value. For EC it is 5 by 4 YC. Okay, you are getting the same value for YC. It's 2.26 meter. And then you find out the EC value. Okay, EC value also we will get 2.825. It's 5 by 4 multiplied by whatever YC value you got. Okay, multiply, you will get 2.825. Over. Okay, so we completed this unit here. Okay, so in the next class we are going to start a new chapter called Grazily Varied Flow. Okay, so we are going to end this class here. Okay, so in the next class we will start the new chapter. Thank you, students.